Joining us now is Dr. Justin Talley, Entomology Extension Specialist. Thanks for joining us today, Justin.
Yep.
I know there's been a lot of concern lately about West Nile virus. It's all over the news, and I'm happy that you could join us today and tell us a little bit about how that affects us in the landscape.
Yeah, well, the homeowner is very important in trying to reduce the impact of West Nile virus. And one of the things that they can do is manage their mosquito population in and around their garden, their home, and their backyard. One way they can do that is if they have a decorative landscape or just any kind of ornamental plants, they can start treating those areas, whether with a larvicide within water areas or with some kind of insecticide. But you need to treat the vegetation in general, because these mosquitoes rest on the vegetation throughout the day, but they're active at night. That's why we say dusk and dawn.
Right. Now, one of the places we think about mosquitoes breeding in the ornamental landscape would be a pond situation or a water garden, and we have a lot of different size ones. We have something just very small like this, and then we have our larger decorative water garden. What can we do in those areas?
So an area like this is a critical area, because this would probably maintain more mosquito development than your decorative pond that has moving water, or any kind of water garden that the water is moving periodically, or even has fish. Now, some of these I realize you can put fish in, but the habitat is ideal for mosquitoes because they can heat up throughout the day, and you can maintain a lot of vegetative growth that could support that mosquito population.
Now, we've been using this type of product. It's a mosquito dunk. It's a BT product, so it's non-toxic to humans or wildlife. This is a nice, safe option, especially if you have fish. What are some other things that we can use to treat these?
So other options include methoprene. Some trade names are like Alticid, and then there's other things that are considered surfactants or soap. One trade name is Aquabac, and basically it's a soap that covers the surface of that water that prevents that mosquito larvae or pupae from breathing. And that's that's critical for mosquito immature stages, is that they have to come to the surface to breathe, and so that soap product actually suffocates them by putting that layer down so they're not accessing air. Another thing is you can put products down that have BT in them, but there's also other bacillus type species that can be used that are very popular. Works very similar to BT, but it's just as safe. And sometimes you can put these at higher rates if it's a larger water body, or if it's very polluted water or a lot of vegetative growth in it. Okay.
Now, in addition to these obvious sources of standing water, what are some other things that maybe get overlooked in the landscape?
So in a landscape, especially if you have a lot of decorative plants, ornamental plants, it's the pots that are holding those plants, or the pottery within those, because they're holding water, especially the catch basin at the bottom. They can maintain mosquito development, especially these container breeders that we consider like the Asian tiger mosquito, which is a proven vector of West Nile virus. So it's these containers around your yard that you may not consider are a big issue, but then we get a good rain and all of these containers are holding water. So you either need to get rid of them, dump them, or put some kind of safe product like these BT products in there.
Another thing in the landscape, sometimes you have things sitting around, old tires, whatever it might be, but they can hold water, and so it's important to pay attention to those and tip them over to get the water out.
That's very important. Old tires is a common breeding source for some of these mosquitoes. And one thing to do is either get rid of them or turn them over. It's really hard to apply products in tire piles. There are some products that are labeled for larvicidal action, but the best thing to do is just either get rid of them or dump them out.
Yeah, okay. Now, if you live in an area near wetland or something like that, are there different concerns that we need to take into account?
There are certain concerns you need to consider, especially those types of mosquitoes that can come out when we get periodic rains that are anywhere from 1 to 3 inches in amount at one time, and we get these large pools of water in these wetlands. The things we need to consider is that you can support a mosquito population, but another thing you need to balance that with is that the natural predators that are already present, whether it's fish or some of these other types of insects that are predators towards mosquito larvae and pupae. They're already there, and so if you don't have that many mosquitoes, you don't want to go inundate that environment with any kind of control product, especially if you already have things there that are already balancing it out.
That natural control. We want to maintain balance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Justin, I really appreciate you coming out today and sharing this information. I know it's on a lot of people's mind right now.
Yes, anytime.